Thanks for joining us here at Functional Bliss, where Audra and Jessica will guide you through exercises and wellness techniques to help you live your best life every day. It's in the name after all, Functional Bliss. Before you do anything else, click like and subscribe and ring the bell so you'll know whenever we put up a new video. To join our Blissful Gang for live Zoom classes where you can get more direct suggestions and encouragement, go to our website and sign up. Check the class description below for any equipment needs, grab your gear, and let's get started.
First 20 seconds of work, we're going to start facing the low side of our chair. But if you want to just, and I guess I should say this, it'll just kind of depend on what kind of chair you have. I put my looping resistance band around one leg of my chair, but if your chair is a little wonky, you may choose to just put it around your ankles. So that'll just depend on kind of what type of chair you have, as long as it'll stay put under one single leg of your chair. But put it there for now if you want to, and then let's get started. 20 seconds of work. Low side of the chair, hands on the chair. We're just going to take it right into some cat and cows just to kind of move the spine. So drop your belly, lift your chest, lift your tail, round your back, round your shoulders, lift toward your belly button. We got 20 seconds of work here, just tuning in, warming up the central nervous system, getting the spine on board, but then also noticing, how does your back feel? How do your shoulders feel? How do your legs feel? All right, now take it into a C-spine. So with a more neutral spine, you're just going to hug hip to shoulder, like you're making a little C curve with your spine. Three more seconds, and then we're taking it into barrel rolls or scrape the peanut butter jar. So you're going to just kind of circle your ribs like you're scraping a butter knife around the sides of your peanut butter jar. So think about your ribs as the butter knife and just kind of circle them around and then go in the other direction. Take a couple of smooth circles there. And time, nicely done. Okay, now we're going to take it into a wide lunge with a twist. So keep your hands on your chair. Step your right leg back into a nice wide lunge position. Right hand's going to stay in the chair. Left hand's going to reach up for a twist. Left hand touches down. Right foot steps back up. Left foot steps back. Left hand stays on the chair. Right hand reaches up. So the leg that's in front, that's the hand that's going to raise up, and we're just going to alternate between the two. So one foot's going to step back, open up into a twist, plant your hands, step back up. You've got it. And then just kind of tune in here and notice the range of motion in your spine. How do your shoulders feel? How do your legs feel? If you like a little breath work here, you're going to exhale as you open up into that twist. That might just bring you a little bit more range of motion. You're already halfway there. We got 5 seconds left. For our last minute of warm up, we're going to take it into a nice standing tabletop position. So hands on the chair, we're going to go 30 seconds one leg, 30 seconds the other leg, but we're just going to pick the leg up, lift it up, and then lower it down. We got 30 seconds on the clock. Take the work nice and slow and steady. Focus on keeping your shoulders nice and stable, belly slightly firm, and your hips as square as they can be. So we don't want to rotate the hip up yet. We'll get to the hip rotations in a few minutes. Five seconds left on this leg. All right, when you're ready, switch to the other foot. Keep your hips fairly square. So it's not so much about going for height, it's about going for a little bit of stability. So a little bit of broadness in the shoulders, nice strength in your center. Lift your leg up, touch it down with control. Nice job. 10 seconds left. All right, when you're ready, we're going to go back to that original starting leg, and now it's going to be 30 seconds on one side. You're going to pick the leg out to the side, flick out from the knee, bend the knee, lower the leg down, touch the foot to the ground. Lift the leg up out to the side, kick it out, bend, bring it back down. We got 30 seconds on the clock. Here you can pick up the pace if you want to, but still focus on finding that sense of stability. So even as you lift that leg and kick it out to the side, your shoulders are going to stay fairly stable. You're not rocking around too much in the upper body. Yes, you guys look amazing. Nice job. 10 seconds left on this side. All right, when you're ready, switch right over to the other leg. Same thing. It picks up out to the side, bend the knee, kick it out, bring it back in, touch it down. Keep the upper body nice and stable. Starting to use those big leg muscles. So notice your breath here. Can you still breathe in and out through your nose? 10 seconds left. And time. Nicely done. Come up just for a second, shake your hips up. We're coming back to that tabletop position, but it's going to be one leg for 1 minute, the other leg for 1 minute. So whether or not you go for low side of the chair or tall side of the chair, that's going to be totally up to you. But we're going to find that tabletop position or that hip hinge position. Your leg is going to lift up, stay lifted. And now we're doing our hip airplane. So we're rotating the front pocket like you're trying to shine your pocket out to the side. So we're going to lift that leg up, keep it lifted, rotate your hips, and then rotate them back down. We got 1 minute on the clock. So whether or not you go for the low side of the chair or the tall side of the chair, that's just a little bit more about what feels like a more comfortable handhold. Where can you find that good controlled rotation of the hip? Your shoulders will rotate with you a little bit, your torso and your ribs, but we want to really keep the focus on the hips. So think about shining that right pocket out to the side and then bringing it back facing down to the ground. Nice job. 12 seconds left. Woo, and time. Beautiful. Okay, lower that leg. We're switching right over to the other side. So left leg is going to lift up straight out from the hip. We're going to keep that leg lifted, rotate your left pocket out to the side, and then back down towards the ground. Nice, stable upper body. A slight firmness in your belly so that you're finding most of this work. You're going to feel it in your glutes. You're going to feel it in your legs. Nice work, you guys. Beautiful. Now, if you like that little extra bit of intentional work, just take a little sneaky peek at your foot that's on the ground. Check the arches of your foot. Make sure your arch is staying lifted and there's a little bit of a spread of your toes. We got 20 seconds left. You got this. And time. Nicely done. Okay, lower that leg. We're spinning around, sitting down onto our butt, but now we're going to use the looping resistance band that's around the leg of the chair. So if the leg of your chair doesn't work, then you'll just put the looping band around your ankles. Slip just one foot in if you've got it around your chair, and then you've got to scoot your butt forward. We're going to do some knee extensions. So you're going to lift the foot just slightly so it hovers above the ground. You're going to kick the foot out with control. Bring it back in with control. We've got 1 minute on the clock. You're going to stay with this leg the whole time. If this isn't quite enough work for you, grab 2 hand weights, hold them up and overhead. So you'll be engaging your core the whole time, shoulders and arms. But the main work is in that foot. So we're kicking it forward, bringing it back in with control. We don't want the band to snap the leg back in. We want to hold it out there for a moment, bring it back in. If you're going for that big control, hold it out there, go 1, 2, 3, and then find that controlled lower. Nice job. 15 seconds left. Man, you guys are amazing. Awesome work. And time. Okay, now we're slipping the other foot in. Slip your starting foot out. Readjust yourself as needed, and then we're right back to it. Lift the leg, let it hover, kick it out with control, bring it back in with control. If you want that extra bit of work, you're gonna hold it 1, 2, 3, lower with control. And then if you need that extra work, grab some hand weights, hold them up and overhead. Find the work that makes the most sense to you, but keep that nice tall posture, keep a slight firmness in your belly. Nice job. Ten seconds left. And time. Nicely done. Okay, slip your foot out, come right up to a standing position. We're going for our chair hop overs. So clear your space, just make sure you have a little bit of room in front of your chair. We're going to step to one side of the chair. Hands are going to find the chair. You're going to push into the chair. Hop all the way over to the other side, come all the way up to standing. Hands find the chair. Big push off, hop over. And then if that big hop is not for you this morning, if you're like energetically, or just your knees are like, no, thank you. Hands to the chair, big step over, the other foot steps to meet, come all the way up to standing, hands to the chair, big step over, all the way up to standing. But if that big hop works good for you, push into the chair, jump both legs, push into the chair, jump both legs. You've got it. Nice job. Twenty seconds left. And time. Awesome. Okay, now grab your looping this band out from under the leg of your chair. We're going to take the band and we're going to put it around our thighs, or you'll put it around below the knee joint. So it'll be totally up to you where you place it, but step into your band. What we want to do is create a nice bit of tension. So feet are going to be about hip width distance apart, toes and knees pointing fairly forward. Keep that tension. Sit down like you're touching your butt to the chair. Rise back up. We've got 1 minute on the clock. We want to keep that nice even space between our legs as we sit into our squat and come up. If that's not quite enough work for you, grab your hand weights, load up at the shoulders, stay loaded the whole time, but come up and down in an even pace and keep that nice even distance between your knees and your thighs. If your band gets a little bit wonky, sometimes they get a little bit rolled up on themselves. If the band becomes more of a problem than a helper, kick it off and just do the work without the band. Beautiful, 20 seconds left. And time. Nicely done. Okay, now we're going to grab one single hand weight. We're calling this the Princess Diana gets out of her car. All right, so we're going to keep our band around our thighs like we're wearing a little bit of a pencil skirt. You're going to sit down like you're in the seat of your car. We're going to alternate between the two, so it's a little coordination. You're going to hold your hand weight, which is your clutch or your purse. You're going to hold it right to the cleavage. You're going to pick both knees up, spin them out to one side. Keep yourself braced. Lift all the way up and out. Sit yourself back down. Hands gonna find the chair. Both knees are gonna stay together. Pick them up, swing them in, switch your hands, switch to the other side. Both knees pick up, swing them out to the side. Keep the weight to your chest. Stand all the way up, right back down. Both knees swing back in. We're gonna keep our knees and inner thighs together the whole time. We're gonna clutch that weight to our chest and then coordinate that movement. So you're going from side to side. Nice job. You're already halfway there. And time. Awesome. Okay, now we're going to hang on or grab a second hand weight. Now we're going to take it into a seated position for some shoulder raises. So pick the hand weight that feels the most appropriate for how your shoulders are feeling. You're going to sit yourself right to the edge of your seat. You're going to walk your feet so that the heels are lifted and there's a tension on that looping resistance band. We're going to go palms facing down. We're going to lift past shoulder height, lower down with control. We're going to keep a nice firmness in the belly. You're going to go at your pace. The entire time, we're going to keep the heels lifted and engaged. We're going to keep that nice even space between the knees and the inner thighs. Beautiful. The purpose of doing this exercise today seated is solely so that we can focus on the work coming out of the shoulders. So we want to keep the belly firm, keep the legs solid, not moving too much. So we're not using our hips or any other parts of the body to move the shoulder range of motion. We want to lift up and lower with control. Nice job. And time. Beautiful. Okay, lower your heels. Now we're going to come up to standing, kick that band out from around your thighs, put it off to the side. And now we're going to take it into a single arm row. It's going to be 1 minute one side, 1 minute the other side. I'm going to spin my chair sideways. So we're going to come to a standing tabletop position. One arm is going to be loaded. One arm is going to be on the chair. The opposite leg of the arm that's loaded, that leg is going to lift up and hold. We're going to hold that position and we're going to row. So the arm that's loaded, the elbow is going to scrape up to the ribs, lower with control. We've got 1 minute on the clock. Nice stable center. Keep your the leg that's lifted at a height that feels sustainable. So it should feel like you can hold it there in a nice solid position. Brace your shoulders and then watch your head posture. So if your head is jutting down towards the ground, firm up your shoulders, double tuck your chin. Nice job. Oh my God, you guys look so stable. Beautiful job. Nice work. 20 seconds left on this side. And time. Nicely done. Lower that leg. We're switching right over to the other side. So either spin yourself around or move your chair in a way that makes the most sense to you. We're going other hand on the chair. Load up your other arm. Opposite leg to the arm that's loaded. That's the leg that's going to stay lifted. We're pulling that elbow up, scrape the ribs, lower with control. We've got 1 minute on the clock. Take the work at your pace. Keep it nice and steady, nice and stable. You're already halfway there. Man, you guys look so awesome. I don't even have any correction cues. Like gorgeous. Absolutely nice work. Ten seconds left. And time. Nicely done. Okay, lower that leg. We're going to clear our space just a little bit. So move your chair just off of your mat so you have a little bit of space to move. And then we're going to go for 2 hand weights. But if you want that little add-on, you're also going to use your looping resistance band around your forearm. So that is going to be totally up to you if you want to double down. If you like that double down, take your looping resistance band, put it around your forearms, grab your hand weights. And now we're going to take it into some alternating rear lunges with shoulder rotation, punch the ceiling. So we're going to keep that nice bent elbow position. You're going to step one leg back into your lunge, rotate out, punch up towards the ceiling, bring it back down, rotate in, step the leg in, switch to the other side, step back, rotate the arms, punch up towards the ceiling, lower down, bring them back in, step your foot in. We've got 1 minute on the clock. Take the work at your pace. If you feel unstable in your lunges, option to use the chair to help support, or focus on stepping that foot out, but wide. So think about stepping it to the outer edge of your mat, and that might help you find that stability in your lunge so that you can step back effectively, punch the ceiling, and bring it back in. Nice job. "20 seconds left. And time. Awesome job. Okay, remove all of that gear. And now we're going to take it into just a little bit of cardio. So clear your space, and we're going to take it into some nice light skipping. So we're going to skip ourselves forward and back just like a kid. So you're just going to do that little pick up one knee, hop on one foot, skip yourself forward, skip yourself back. If skipping is not for you this morning, you're going to pick up one knee, hold and hover, step forward, pick up one knee and hold and hover. So that might be the work for you this morning, especially if jumping is not your jam. But if jumping and skipping feels good, find a little liveliness under your feet. It doesn't matter how high those knees go. Just skip yourself forward, skip yourself back, get your heart rate up a little bit, let your arms swing and move with you. If that feels like it's not quite enough work, grab some light hand weights, load up your hands. 20 seconds left. So jumping and adding that little impact is super good for our bone density. Jumping is good for our lymphatic system. So something as simple as skipping around the house can be so beneficial for your health. And time. Nicely done. Okay, grab 2 hand weights. We're going to keep that pace up just a little bit. Step your feet nice and wide. We're going for the pick it up, put it down, put it down. So you're going to place your weights down and then pick them up, but find a little bit of speed. And as you do that work, as you pick that weight up, think about driving with your elbow up towards the ceiling. We've got 1 minute on the clock. Take the work at your pace. It does not have to be super fast for your heart rate to get up and you to find good work. As your heart rate starts to get up, you will notice it becomes more challenging to breathe in and out through your nose. Open your mouth, breathe through your mouth if you can. 10 seconds left. All right, the next time you pick up both weights, grab them, pick them up. We're taking it right into a figure eight walk. One arm up, one arm down. Hold that arm slightly away from the side of your body. Take it into a figure eight walking pattern. Think of this as a working recovery. We're going to switch our arms at the 30-second mark. As we do that figure eight walking, think about the rotational action of your ankles to turn and push off at the side. If you have more space than your mat, feel free to walk in a figure eight pattern that's much bigger, but still keep that nice control. One arm up, one arm down. Beautiful. All right, when you're ready, switch your arm position. And if you like that little reverse, take your figure eight walk in the other direction. And time, nicely done. Okay, lower your arms, spin your chair around. We're going back to the low side of the chair. Once you've got your chair turned around, move your weights a little bit off to the side. We're gonna take it into a low side of the chair, down dog, plank. But while we're in that down dog shape, we're gonna take a little calf raise. So hands on the chair, walk yourself back so you find a planking position at the chair. Push your butt back so you're in a little upside down V. In the upside down V, lift your heels, lower your heels, come back into that planking position. We've got 1 minute on the clock. Take the work at your pace. If you're feeling like you want that little bit of stretch, hang out in that down dog for a second and then lift your heels, lower them down, back into that plank position. You've got it. Nice job. If you need that little extra something in that plank position, add a little shoulder tap. You're already halfway there. "15 seconds left. And time. Nice job. All right, grab your toe band. Our last minute of work is going to be big toe lifts. Choose your option here, whether or not you want to be seated or you want to do it standing. There's really no right or wrong there. I've lost my toe band. How does that even happen? Ruh-roh. All right, well, I'm going to improvise with a hair tie, but grab your toe band. Oh, here it is. It was hiding under my looping resistance band. Wow, I feel like a Monday morning mess. Okay, sit your butt down or in standing. That's going to be totally up to you. Take your toe band, put it around your two big toes. If you don't have a toe band, you can take your looping resistance band, and then you just have to do a little bit of hand hold to find that good resistance. So you're going to step your toes out so that they're about 2 centimeters apart from each other. So find that good spacing. We're going to try to keep the 4 small toes on the ground and just the big toes are going to lift up and down. You can do this work without the toe band. So keep the 4 small toes down, just lifting the 2 big toes. We've got 1 minute on the clock. Now, if lifting the toes up and down, you're not quite there yet, no worries. You might just be focusing on taking a little space between those 2 big toes and bringing it back in. If you're able to hold and maintain that space, now we're bringing those big toe lifts in. If you're in between and you need that little assist, bend forward, keep the 4 small toes pressed to the ground with your hands, and then focus on just lifting the 2 big toes. So find the work that makes sense to you. You're already halfway there. 10 seconds left. You got this. And time. Nicely done. Okay, reach down, remove that band from around your toes, give your toes a little squish and a wiggle, twinkle them out real good. We're taking it right into a nice figure four stretch. So bring one leg across the other. If your range of motion here is not quite there across the thigh, you'll bring it across your ankle. But if you can bring it up there, bring it across your thigh. And then we're going to keep a nice long lifted spine. Reach your heart forward. Come with that hip hinge. So we want to lean forward, not like we're rounding the back of the body, but bringing the whole heart forward towards your shin. Once you found your way there, hang out there for a moment, take a couple of nice deep breaths. Lift up through the top of your head. Let your chest follow as you come up. Step that foot off and we're going to switch to the other side. So bring your leg across. One side might feel different than the other. So if the figure four is not there for you on this side, bring it across the ankle. Once you've got the figure four that you like, lift your chest, lean your chest forward. And then once you're there, just hang out and take a couple nice deep breaths. All right, when you're ready, come up nice and slow and controlled. Step that leg off. We're going to come up to a standing position. So we're going to face the low side of our chair and then add a little twist. So we're going to step one foot up onto the chair, rotate towards that leg. You're going to leverage against it. And then your knee is going to push out into your hand and your hand is going to push into your leg. So we're going to create that little bit of tension of resistance. Stay nice and tall. Take one more breath. Release that rotational work, step that foot off. We're switching to the other side. Step your foot on, reach your hand across the outside of the thigh, leverage against that thigh, find that rotation, and then push your knee into your hand and your hand is going to resist. Nice. One more breath. Release nice and slow and controlled. Step that foot down. We're going to go back to a down dog stretch, but we're just going to hang out there. So hands on the chair, walk your butt back to that nice upside down V shape. Make enough space between your arms so that there's space for your chest to drop down and your head to move between your arms. And then once you're there, if you have super tight hamstrings, bend your knees a little bit. We want this to feel a little bit more upper body in the shoulders. So if you're feeling it more in the legs, bend your knees a little bit. Take one more breath. Now we're going to move our hands away from the chair. So rather than walking towards the chair, walk your hands towards your feet, let them touch down to the ground, and then think about lifting your sitting bones. So not trying to straighten the legs, but try to imagine that your sitting bones are lifting up towards the ceiling. So lift the sitting bones up, let your head drop down, take 3 nice big breaths. Awesome. And then when you're ready, bend your knees, pull your abdominal muscles in, roll your way up nice and slow and controlled. Take a couple of shrugs of your shoulders. You guys are amazing. Grab your big stability ball if you're sticking around.